So, new affordable iPhones is pretty much always code for competitors to send out their official stuff. Because yes, Google just sent out press invitations for their Google I/O event, and what we could be getting is actually pretty exciting. New CAD renders show more of the true possible final design that we should expect for the iPhone 14 models, and Samsung just refreshed their Galaxy A series with some essential changes if you go beyond looks, because again, it's also iPhone Day tomorrow. I'm Jaime Rivera, and how on earth did it become Thursday so quickly is beyond me. I don't know. This is Pocketnow Daily. The official news today begin with Samsung, as the company just had their event earlier today where we got the latest updates to their A series. Not much changes in the looks department, but I'm actually not going to complain because these phones already look too good for their price. Starting with the Galaxy A33, it brings a 6.4-inch Super AMOLED display running at 90 Hz. It's powered by an unnamed octa-core processor we'll figure out later, paired with up to 8 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs of expandable storage. It also brings a 5,000 mAh battery and the quad camera array with a 48 megapixel main sensor. Now the Galaxy A53 brings a 6.5-inch Super AMOLED display running at 120 Hz and then shares pretty much the same processor, battery, memory, and storage configurations as the A33. The main differences are in the camera, as this one brings a 64 megapixel main sensor and the 12 megapixel ultra wide, but it still brings a depth and a macro sensor like the A33. Finally, the Galaxy A73 brings a 6.7-inch Full HD Plus panel running at 120 Hz, same processor, RAM, storage, and battery, but on this one you're getting an 108 megapixel main sensor and the same 12 megapixel ultra wide in addition to the depth and macro cameras. Oh, and all of these models bring 5G unlike their predecessors. The A53 starts at €370, the A53 at $450, but we don't have details on the A73 just yet. That one usually does not launch in the US. I hope it does. Let's see how it goes. Let's switch on to Google for the first time today and talk about the Pixel Fold that has not been getting too much attention as of late. We have a recent tweet from a tipster named Anthony claiming that Mountain View will start production of their Pixel Notepad in the third quarter of 2022, and he also claims that Google is trying to keep the price of this phone down, with a target being $13.99, but he's not so sure on if they'll be able to hit that mark. If this information is true, then we can assume that they're planning to launch it alongside the Pixel 7 series in the fall. Now, some of the previous leaks of this foldable claim that it'll be powered by the second generation sensor chip, and it would come with a 12.2 megapixel main camera sensor from Sony and the 12 megapixel ultra wide, which pretty much is the same camera we got on the Pixel 3, 4, and 5 series. It's also internally called Pipit, and of course, it would ship with the latest version of Android. More on that soon, but let me know if any of you guys are interested in this Pixel Notepad. Moving on, let's talk about Apple and the iPhone 14 series. Yesterday we covered some CAD renders from the iPhone 14 Pro that confirmed some leaks but debunked others. Now we have some CAD renders of the regular iPhone 14, and well, they look pretty much the same as the regular iPhone 13. That means that the notch is still here, the same dual camera array we got with the 13 last year, and there's no changes coming to the volume rockers or anything this year. Obviously, the main change here would be that the Mini is getting replaced by the 14 Max, which should come in a 6.7-inch chassis to match the Pro Max variant, though we hear that one might be slightly taller for whatever reason. Another interesting leak we got this week includes the fact that the regular iPhone 14s would be powered by the A15 Bionic once again, instead of whatever new chip will be announced in September. So yeah, remember last year when we thought that the 13 would be like a 12S? Well, I don't even know if I could call this a 13S, as it even keeps the processor from last year. But seriously, when it comes to the base 13, it seems that there's no difference. The only change here is the larger Max. And finally, for the hottest and official news today, let's talk about Google and their next event. Yes, the company just sent out press invitations for the Google I/O event, which will happen on May 11th and 12th. This will be yet another virtual event from the Shoreline Amphitheater, and you don't really have to register this time around as it'll be live streamed on YouTube. I know, I wish they would switch to in-person things sooner rather than later. Anyways, at this event, we're expecting the newest version of Android to go, even more official with its features, as it's pretty much already out. We've been covering the developer beta extensively already. It should bring new changes focused on privacy and some refinements to Material U, just to name a couple of changes. Another thing we could be getting is a Pixel 6a. This phone has been in the leaks for a couple of months, and it's rumored to bring the Tensor chip, the familiar specifications to its predecessor as well. Finally, multiple leaks say that we could also be getting a Pixel Watch, which is long overdue at this point, though it was facing some possible delays. So anyways, for today's question, what would you like to see at Google I/O? Because honestly, in my case, I would love to see the roadmap for how Google plans to bring timely software updates to every Android phone that's at least new or a year old or whatever, because honestly, I feel that that is probably the only thing that Google still does not get right and just blames it on OEMs. And I get that it's more complicated, but for Christ's sakes, if you guys have been partnering for so many years, can you just figure that part out? And that's just me. Leave us a comment down below. We'd love to know your opinion. Friends, again, if you want to get the news earlier, follow us on Pocketnow.com and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. You can also follow us on social medias. Our extended coverage happens on Instagram, and follow me on my personal handles to see me debate the time, because it's bad. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw. I'm Jaime Rivera. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.